Bitcoin looks topped out on the RSI and also the stochastic MACD sort of vibe. It looks like it wants to cross over and go down on the weekly, that is. So I think in the immediate short term it is looking bearish, although on the 4 hour it does look bottomed out. I'm not gonna lie. Seems like it wants to pump a little bit, hopefully give us a lower high and go lower, because before rate cuts every upside move is just noise. We're not actually going to get a proper alt season, so it might as well go down so we get cheaper prices. Might as well, right? Because it looked like it broke out of this blue line, but now it's going back into this channel, and that is a little bit bearish, especially with all the other indicators and no rate cuts. Especially if you zoom out, it looks like a double top. So if we're seeing that and it looks like a double top, what if we come all the way down, bruh? What if we come all the way down? Because if we measure this and it looks like a head and shoulders, especially on the 4 hourly, you bring this down to here, that looks like it wants to hit around about 105k. So 105k maybe within this channel. The bottom of this channel is 100k, but you can't rule out, especially if you zoom out further, 76k. And I know people are going to be looking in the comments thinking I'm crazy, but worse things have happened. And they're not, I don't think, going to cut rates at all-time high. It doesn't make sense, and it's sort of priced in, so it needs to be priced out. We get better prices, and then we go. Imagine the bounce once we hit here. It will fly. And nobody sort of expects that, not even the experts. Like I say, we are in neutral again. It looks like it wants to go back down to extreme fear before we go back to extreme greed. Because we've seen it happen before, man. And however, on the other side of the story, it does look bullish in the immediate short term, because there's a lot more shorts than longs on the 30-day, definitely the 7-day, but on the 1-day we are getting a few more longs, so it looks like it may head lower. Before, when I was looking at this, it looked like it wanted to pump a bit because there was no longs in the market. If we look at the trending tokens today, you always see a smelly meme coin come out of nowhere and do like 100x. That is a madness, bruh. What else is doing well? The majority of these tokens are just whack, so I wouldn't actually go near them. Someone was trying to sell me a different token today, and it has to be the best of the best for me to buy it. So currently I'm still holding my positions in Omikami, but the majority is just in cash, waiting. Look at this. CoinMarketCap does not know what's going on. And the 24-hour is not down 50%, is it? It just was never at 53 million market cap. Can't believe it actually reached 100 million market cap. Hopefully we see those days again. It would be crazy. And if we go over to the Twitter, retail is slowly coming back to crypto. Social interest is finally rising from the very bottom of the pitfall. Finally getting the first wave of traction. But it looks like a short-lived altcoin season, because this has come back down, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. Google searches finally showing some interest. I am seeing after 2 years finally my Twitter engagement and views rising. But maybe that could have been a fake out, bruh. Usually all of this is trust the beginning, the first wave, and there are 3 waves. Even if I still believe BTC has more days of fall, after this fall finally, after so long, you will see activation. Dominance has fallen. Yeah, dominance has fallen, but the money's just not flowing into the correct things. And look, like I was saying, looks like a double top, and we could potentially hit 90k. Hopefully we hit 90k, because are we heading back to extreme fear? Because look, altcoin believers got rugged. Look at that, it went to 100 and it was a rugging. Why is crypto dumping? BTC also down 5 to 10%. White House meeting today. Trump will meet with Zelensky. Leverage flush. Rate cut odds. 1 week ago there was a 100% probability, and now it's going down due to PPI data. Also, September rate cut will most likely happen, so don't panic. This dump is just to give better entries to big players. I don't know, bro. You're being too bullish there. You have to still be skeptical. Ton is posting redo on its Twitter handle, which is kind of mad, because I've always been looking at redo in the back of my eyes. I know it has tanked from its all-time highs and it's absolutely got blitzed, but we shall see, because these entries are better than these entries up here. That's just a fact. Bottom on my memes, oh, I'd chop it off. That's mad. Who sees it on ETH? It looks like a head and shoulders, bruh. 3900. 3900, which is crazy. Omikami are doing giveaways. It does look a bit sketchy there, I'm not gonna lie, but we shall see. He did predict 115k as well, and it did go down. Let us see how it all plays out, because currently there's two scenarios. Either this is just part of the correction here before we explode higher, which is definitely a possibility, because we don't know how high this thing can go. It's been running for a while. Or it could be a double top. The only reason I don't think it's a double top is because this is a higher high and it's at all-time highs. But we could definitely see a fake out. Imagine that. Imagine the smell. Just to fly higher, it would be so nice. Be a perfect leverage flush out. All the indicators would reset. Plus we'd have rate cuts. Plus, if that actually happens, we'd probably get an altcoin season, which is mad.